Nobody is telling you the truth about entrepreneurship, about business, because everything that you see online is people popping bottles, driving Mercedes, like G-Wagon, jet setting, this kind of lifestyle. You need to know that this is not what entrepreneurship and what being in business actually is. And you may actually be surprised to see that historically, being in business, entrepreneurship is something that is actually low class, because actually making money with labor has historically been seen as dirty money, like something that is actually not as glamour as people want to make it seem today. And I think that if you actually shift this perspective, right, if you actually shift the perspective that you have with business, with entrepreneurship, you are eventually going to make more money, because a lot of people don't want to actually be to actually do the dirty work. And you need to understand that entrepreneurship business is a lot of dirty work. And this is why you hear a lot of people actually, when I coach people doing Amazon FBA, right? You hear them a lot saying, oh, this is not worth my time. Like doing the prep is not worth my time. Doing this is not worth my time. I don't want to do labor. I don't want to. Like, you're going to need to do shit. You need to understand. You are not nobility. You do not descend from kings, whatever. You are not a noble person, okay? You are absolutely not, okay? Your ancestors were fucking peasants, working lands, doing this shit, and this is why all you guys came to America, because I deal with a lot of Americans, okay? People that have parents that have money, all that stuff. The truth is that you're not nobility, okay? You need to do the fucking dirty work, all right? You need to do the dirty work, and as soon as you actually understand this concept, you will actually finally be able to scale a business, because this is the reason why you go from one business model to another one, and you end up never actually making money. This is the reason why. This is why you keep failing business after business. And it's not just true, okay, in America, because like, I'm telling you, this is the case as well with a lot of, tribes. If we talk about Africa, for example, with a lot of tribes in Africa, a lot of tribes don't want to actually get in business. There's a lot of tribes, if you look at specific countries, that just own land, that do not get into commerce, because commerce is actually seen as a low class activity, okay? And this is why historically as well, you see that the Jews have been seen as people never really liked them, because they were doing this, okay? This is not something that is glamour. Entrepreneurship is not something that is glamour. Entrepreneurship is something that is seen as dirty. Get used to it and change your mind on this, okay? Entrepreneurship is not about living in high rise, working 3 hours a day, 3 hours a week, I should say, working in high rise, driving G-Wagon, doing all this bullshit. This is not what entrepreneurship is about. You're going to need to do a lot of the dirty work before you are eventually able to actually live in the high rise, before you're actually able to pop bottle at the club, because this is what a lot of you guys see entrepreneurship as. And don't get me wrong, okay? I love popping bottles as well, okay? I love all this shit. I love driving exotic cars. I love doing all this shit. However, this is not what entrepreneurship is about. The earlier you actually understand this, the earlier you actually understand that you are going to need to put in a lot of steps. You're going to need to do a lot of dirty work, like literally right now behind the cameras. You don't see it. I have 15 fucking boxes ready for UPS to go that I prepped, that me and my wife actually prepped. It's not glamour at all. Entrepreneurship is not glamour at all, like not at all. And I don't know why the transition is so slow. I don't get it. Let me change that. Let me try. Here we go. It's way better because it was way too slow. Entrepreneurship is not glamour. This is not what entrepreneurship is about. Absolutely not. Shift your mind on this, okay? Shift how you actually think about this shit, okay? As early, you will actually start getting success when you actually realize that you need to do a lot of the dirty work yourself, especially in the early days. Then you can actually start delegating. You will absolutely not delegate your own business, your whole business in the first 2 years, first 3 years, probably not. Except if you have a ton of money to invest, which you absolutely don't have. And I know it. A lot of you guys think that you actually have money. You don't, okay? You cannot burn money, and you don't understand, because you are going to need to burn money to actually learn how to actually outsource. And this is why a lot of you guys are going to fail, right? Merchants were seen as greedy. Merchants were seen as dirty, and there are still a bias culturally on this thing, because when we see people that are salesy, that are trying to sell you stuff that you actually feel are pushy, it's actually seen negatively, right? Everyone. So this cultural bias is still there, but you just don't realize it, okay? You're gonna need to do a lot of dirty work. You're gonna need to sell yourself. You're gonna need to do a lot of shit like this that you may not like. If you're not willing to do it, this is why you are failing in business. Business is not something that is marked as a luxury, okay? Historically, people that were making money, like the noble people, were actually making money with land, okay? You don't have money to actually buy land. You are broke, okay? You are not this guy yet. You will be one day if you are willing to do the dirty work first, all right? And I'll see you in the next